Hey man, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. Okay, I've got a disclaimer. I can't watch any more rookie film. Okay, I can't watch any more rookie running back film. I'm going to talk about my top 15 running backs as we head to the NFL draft. The draft is in 2 days or 2 weeks away. I'm going on record. I'm putting out my top 15 out there. Of course, we don't have draft capital. Of course, we don't have landing spots, but that's okay. Things will adjust after that, like for everybody else, including me. But I'm going to go out on record here, man. It's time to put my money where my mouth is. I've been watching film on this channel. I've got rookie reports on these players. I've got game films, and I am tapped out. So we are going to talk about my top 15 running backs. I'm going to start with number 15, and I'm going to go down to number 1. I'm sure you know who number 1 is, but I look at when I watch player film, I'm a film guy, not much into the analytics. I'm more into the speed scores and the film more than analytics. So, I mean, like I said, I am tapped out. I am ready. Let's get to it, man. All right. The class overall, to me, I think is going to be pretty good. I think this class in general has been kind of hyped up because we've had, Bryce Young and Bijan Robinson and, maybe JSN. But overall, I think the running back class is going to be okay. I mean, outside of Bijan, I'm sure, I'm not sure there's going to be another back that's going to have the success and be like a Breece Hall from last year, a guy like Kenneth Walker. I think we're going to get a lot of Tyler Algiers. I think we're going to get a lot of Damian Pierce's, guys that are going to be part of a committee, but not someone who's going to overtake, I think, a backfield. So that's kind of where the NFL is trending and drafting, and I think that's what we should be expecting in the NFL draft. All right. So like I said, I got a lot of profiles on this channel. Again, thank you for subscribing. If you want to support the channel, please go to my homepage on this YouTube channel and take a look at my featured video. It's my Devy to Dynasty dashboard, which is a great Devy resource as well as a great Dynasty resource. Let's get to the show. Okay, coming in at number 15, I got Mr. Eric Ray from Oklahoma, 5'10", 207 pounds. I just put a game film out on him, probably a week or two ago, and I came away kind of unimpressed. There was 2 games that we kind of watched in all 22 film. I think he lacks play strength. I don't know if he really enjoys contact. He's a 4-year player. I think he's going to be a day 3 pick. He ran a 4.6740 at his pro day, which really isn't great for a guy at 5'10", 207 pounds. So that is in the 25th percentile. Didn't really do great on his other speed scores. So I'm not really into Eric Gray. He's going to be, I think, a 4th, 5th round rookie flyer, I think. I mean, unless he gets unexpected draft capital. I'm not going to go into depth in these 15 players. I'm just going to run through these to keep this video at a decent, time. But again, I'm going on record, and I'm going to be really interested to see how these ranks compare to, I guess, the draft, all right? So all in good fun, right? All right, coming in at number 14, I'm going to go with Kenny McIntosh here, okay? He's Georgia tough. You look at his testing along the combine, wasn't very athletic, but he's got a pass catching ability. And I think a team day 3 is going to take him to be just a guy who, can be a contributor to a backfield. I like his pass catching ability. So again, because of that, I think he's going to be probably 2nd, 3rd on the depth chart, along with Eric Gray as well. I don't think either of these guys, in fact, a lot of probably outside of my top 5 or 6, I'm not sure are really going to be early contributors. But this is what we got to deal with. This is what the NFL, this is what their crop of players to draft is. So we're going to go through the exercise. So coming in at number 14 is Kenny McIntosh. Coming in at number 13, Tyon Evans from Louisville. All right, I've been watching him the last couple weeks, kind of like what I see. Ran a 4.52, 72nd percentile, had a good speed score as well, averaged 6 yards a carry for 2 years. And what I really kind of like is his size, 5'10", 225 pounds. Size matters to me in the running back position. You have to have size. So this is kind of like a flyer. It's going to be a day 3 guy, probably around 5, 6, just like Tyler Algier. He was a 5th round pick last year. So this guy, again, is going to come in, maybe gets an opportunity. We'll have to see where the landing spot lands. But man, he runs tough. I kind of liked his vision. I liked his burst and acceleration. Go watch some highlight films on YouTube. Guy's got a little bit of ability, but I like his pad level much more than Eric Gray. I think he's a better runner, better physical specimen than Kenny McIntosh. So that's why I got him here at number 13. All right. Coming in at number 12, Chase Brown. All right, very productive season. He's going to be an older prospect. He's going to be 23, but you look at his athletic testing. He was in the 90th percentile, pretty much across the board on burst score, speed score, 40 time. Had 27 receptions too in 2022. So again, in the PPR world that we love in Dynasty, right? I mean, if you're a pass catcher, you got to be bumped up the board. He's got good size, 209 pounds, 5'10". Again, he's going to be an older prospect, so there's going to be some people who are a little weary, but I think he's going to be an early day 3 pick. And again, depending on where he gets and what opportunity, I think he might be able to carve out a role where he gets on the field year 1. Number 11, Zach Evans, very polarizing player for me. I've been very vocal. Again, I got 2 or 3 films on this channel about Zach Evans. Liked his 2021 film at TCU a lot better than what I liked at Ole Miss, but I'm going with the Ole Miss kind of film. I think he was nicked up a little bit. I understand, but the bottom line is I think he's got vision problems. He just didn't look like he played with a lot of enthusiasm this year, and it really concerns me. I think he's just been really highly, propped up because he was a 5-star prospect. He's had some recruiting issues, but I'm not going to hold that against him. I'm looking strictly at the film. I'm looking strictly, he was an okay pass catcher. He doesn't look like a natural pass catcher. Now, there's a lot of guys in the community, in the space, that love Zach Evans and have him really high. I'm just not one of those guys. I'm not going to be surprised at all if he doesn't fall. He might fall late day 2, early day 3. But again, he ran a 4.55, at his pro day. Didn't really do well with the speed score too. I think he's just an overrated prospect. I think he has been. Again, I played Devy, so I've been watching this kid for 3 years and have known who he is as soon as he came out in college, at TCU a few years ago. All right, coming in at number 10, Tyjae Spears. Hot name right now. A lot of people like Tyjae Spears. I like him too. He had, he ran a 4.59 pro day 40. Okay. But here's my concern with him. All right. He's 5'10", just over 200 pounds. We like the guys that are a little bit, size wise, right? But he's coming off 2 ACL tears, right? And the guy is a human joystick. He tore it up at the Senior Bowl. People got excited. I mean, listen, the guy's lateral movement is probably one of the best in this class. Is that why he has 2 ACL tears? I'm not sure. I'm not saying he's prone to ACL tears. I'm just saying the way he runs, the way he wins, that's what I look for when I make this film. How do guys win on the field? He's going to win with his lateral movement, his shiftiness, not so much bully ball and physicality. Kind of lean towards physicality a little bit. I want guys who are physical that have the lateral ability. I think he's got the lateral ability. I'm just not sure he's got the physicality to go with that. But you know what? I'm a little lower on him than most. I mean, you go around there to some other ranks, man. He's in the top 5. But again, it's just a player from Tulane. I'm not sure I'm going to get super, super excited about him. Okay, number 9, I'm going to go with Devon A-Chain. Very polarizing player in this class. The pros are he's got big speed. He's got, elusiveness, SEC tough. Could seem to handle the load, but he's 188 pounds. And from a fantasy standpoint, you go back and look at history, I'm not sure how many running backs, 188 pounds, 5'9", are going to be active. Chris Johnson is his comp right now, right? So a lot of people are excited about, possibly, but that's an outlier, right? So to me, I'm going to lean towards the size of the players in the NFL draft versus a guy. Now, he might get schemed open in a great situation and go to a team that flanks him out, puts him in the slot, creates space for him, and he's an explosive player. So I could see a team drafting him really to do punt returns and kickoff returns maybe and kind of sprinkling him in, but I just don't see a solid, consistent fantasy contributor. Coming in at number 8, Sean Tucker. Love his speed, love his vertical pass catching ability. Tested very well at a 4.4 at his pro day. 5'9", 207 pounds. He's got all that. Another very polarizing player. Some guys got him number 3 in the class. Some people have him outside his top 15. And I think a lot of people, that's why I think this class overall is not as good as everyone thinks. Because if everyone was dialed in and said there's 5 or 6 solid backs that were going to be RB1s in Dynasty, I think people would be saying that. But nobody is. I mean, everyone's waiting for landing spot and draft capital, right? So, of course, a lot of this is going to change when that happens. But man, you got to love this guy's speed. You got to love his vertical ability. The question is his decisiveness. I think sometimes he just hops and skips too much. His pass catch or his pass protection is subpar. Same with Chase Brown. I mean, at the Senior Bowl, he was exposed. So again, that's why these guys are lower down the ranks. Kind of been showing explosive traits through the last 2 years. But again, going to the NFL, man, you're playing with the big boys. I mean, it's a whole different ball game. And I'm a little concerned about Sean Tucker, his physicality when it comes to playing playing in the NFL. He's got the shiftiness, like I said. He's got the speed. He's got the pass catching. We'll have to see. There's, like I said, some guys that just love, Sean Tucker. So we'll have to see. Coming in at number 7, Israel Abanikanda, kind of the same mold a little bit to me as Sean Tucker. This kid explosive scores. He's 90th percentile in the 40-yard speed score, burst score. I like his size, 5'10", 215. We got that. But, he tested extremely well. But the production for him was easy at Pittsburgh. If you go back and really watch all those games that he played in Pittsburgh, a lot of those big runs that led to a lot of production and gaudy stats were just wide open lanes. And he used his speed, which he has, and just took advantage of the mismatches. But he didn't have to really do a lot in the phone booth, right? He didn't have to do a lot of shifting, didn't have to create a lot on his own. And I look for that in running backs. I want a guy who, if it's not just given to you, are you still able to win and still get chunky yardage by, defensive manipulation and stuff? And I just didn't see that out of Abanikanda. But he's got the speed, he's got the size. Think he's going to be an early day 3 guy, and he might just find and get in one of those juicy landing spots like Miami or, these 3 or 4 other spots that, out there that people are really excited about. Coming in at number 6, I got Kendre Miller. All right. Again, size is admirable here. 5'11", 215 pounds. He really didn't test, but he's shown some toughness. He's shown some, good physical contact balance. Vision can be a little questionable, but that's something that still can kind of, I think, be learned a little bit. But again, Kendre Miller, I like his size, super productive player at TCU. Played very well against the better competition when he did play him. I'm a big fan of Kendre Miller. Coming in at number 5, this could be a spicy pick, but I like Roschon Johnson here coming in at number 5. I am probably higher than him than most. First off, right off the bat, the intangibles this kid brings. If you read any reports from the Senior Bowl, he was the guy in the room. He captured the room. He was the leader of all of those running backs. And I think that people are going to love his size. At 6 foot, 219 pounds. He's pass catching, doesn't have a lot of wear and tear, playing behind Bijan, can catch the ball. Is he the most lateral guy in the world? No, but he's got physicality. He's got a little burst to him. And I think teams are going to like his size and bringing that to the table. With the NFL going to a lot more gap running schemes that it seems to be, I think these bigger backs who's got to work in between the tackles are going to come into favor a little bit. And that's why I'm putting Johnson up there at number 5 in my ranks. I think he's going to be a big boy who, again, all these backs except for Jahmyr Gibbs as we head to the final pick here at number 1, you're going to see have the size and physicality. All right. Tank Bigsby coming in at number 4. All right. Do I feel great about this? No, but he really played very, very well as a freshman in the SEC. He ran a 4.5 at his pro day, had a decent speed score, 6 foot, 210 pounds. He's able to catch the ball. He played on a bad team in Auburn, and a lot of people aren't going to give him that, that excuse, because there's a lot of teams that don't have good offensive lines and other players that have played productive. But he played in the SEC, and I think that means something to me. He's physical, plays with good pad level, has shown the ability to have enough athleticism to win in tight quarters. So I'm taking Tank Bigsby here at number 4, thinking he gets late day 2 draft capital, maybe mid-3rd round, something like that. We'll have to see. All right. Coming in at number 3, the last 3 are probably no surprise to anyone. Zach Charbonnet, 6 foot, 214 pounds. Again, tested pretty well in the 70th percentile for all the speed scores. Look, the kid's, got the size. He's got the pass catching ability. Doesn't have the long speed that a lot of people are concerned about. But listen, man, all these freaking prospects, they all have warts, right? There's no, outside of Bijan, either these backs have a size issue. They've got, lateral movement issues. They've got pad level, play strength issues. They don't catch the ball. So, it's like a potpourri, but I'm going with the size. I'm going with the guy that for the last 2 years at UCLA has had the production and has been freaking killing it. So I'm going to stick with my guns. He's been my top 3 guy for, 3 months, and I'm not going to change now, right? 2 weeks before the draft, all right? Jahmyr Gibbs coming in at number 2. Now, we're all wondering, right? What's going to happen with Jahmyr Gibbs? Landing spot, I think, for Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be important. We're going to want to have him land in a spot that's going to utilize his pass catching skill. I do not think that Gibbs is going to be a guy coming in at 200 pounds at 5'9" who's going to be a banger in between the tackles like someone like Roschon Johnson, like Zach Charbonnet, right? Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be, I think, an RB2 on a team that's going to be used out in space, who's going to probably get 4 or 5, in between the tackle runs, and he's an explosive player who played in the SEC and killed it last year at Bama, and I think that matters. And I think he could be a special outlier player with those pass catching skills. I'm really excited to see where he lands at my Philadelphia Eagles. Some people have him going there at number 31 at the end of the first round, but I think really Bijan is the only guy that's going to be drafted in round 1, and I think we're going to see probably 3 or 4 backs in day 2, and then I think the majority of the backs in this class are day 3 guys. I just think that the teams are going to value, especially if they're looking at the free agency and what happened with these players not getting really a lot of money and stuff like that. I think they're going to wait on some of these players and really take other skill players, offensive tackle, defensive players, and stuff like that. And of course, coming in at number 1, the king himself, Bijan Robinson. If you're lucky enough like me to have 2 shares in Devy, yes, sir, I'm going to be really excited to watch him next year. Landing spot's going to be incredible. Some people, even for my Philadelphia Eagles, think he's going to come in at number 10 and the Birds are going to take him. I'm not sure that's the best landing spot. Don't think we have to sit here and talk about the traits of Bijan Robinson, what his skill sets and deficiencies are. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, there's people out there right now that have him RB1 in all of Dynasty, and he's never played a round in the NFL. So, of course, he's number 1 for everyone. He's a first-round lock, without a doubt. If you've got shares of him, or if you've got the 101 in your Devy or single rookie picks or your Superflex rookie picks, I mean, you're going to be hard-pressed to take a shot with Stroud or Young and not take Bijan Robinson, especially if he gets that killer landing spot that will give him immediate opportunity for some big time production. All right. So again, I'm going out. I'm out on the street with my ranks. Not going to change them much until the draft, and I'll probably do a show like this probably a week or 2 after the draft as we get draft capital and landing spots. As we know, that matters. People say to draft the talent. I get it, but when you've got a bunch of middling talent and not elite talent, well, I think landing spots and draft capital are going to make a little bit more difference than normal. So again, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the show. This channel is dedicated to helping you get a leg up on your competition. So if you play Dynasty, I'm into Devy, which is developmental players, okay? We're going to be looking at college guys and stuff. So we're already starting to scout the 2024 class. So if you're just a Dynasty guy, not a Devy guy, no worries, but hit that subscribe button and follow along on this channel because I'm going to make you a better Dynasty player with all the films and everything that I post on this channel. All right, man. Can't wait for the draft 2 weeks away. Thanks for watching.